Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Ready to Love, Season 11, Episode 1. We are ready. We are ready to waste our time where? In the city of Detroit, Michigan. Are you all ready? Are you all excited? I actually am a bit excited. Ready to Love has been giving us longer waiting periods before the show comes back out. Also, I'm happy to be in a different city. I honestly can admit this city was not on my radar for Ready to Love at all. I know we've mentioned a couple of places, and I do not remember Detroit coming up as a suggestion. So I'm excited to see what the city is going to bring. And with no further ado, let's get into it. All right, y'all. Remember, this is a new season. This is episode 1, and y'all know it's a whole bunch of names and a whole bunch of people for me to remember, and my memory is not that good. So if I forget, please charge it to my dear old mind and not my heart. Dominique is the first to arrive. She is in that teal colored dress in the middle. She's 42 years old, and she is a celebrity stylist. We'll talk more about Dominique in a minute. Bello, the fella here on screen, he is 38. He's a real estate developer, but he also says he owns multiple businesses, and his family name is pretty heavy in the streets. So y'all out there, you Detroitians, Bellows, does that ring a bell for y'all? Do y'all know about some Bellows? And then over here in the blue, the dark blue, is Emily. She is a teacher as well as a seamstress, for the Detroit Pistons, which I think is a very cool job. She says that she is looking for a man who still got it. You know, they ain't waiting until he get ED and looking for a nurse with a purse, because she ain't trying to do all of that. And I don't blame her. Next up, we meet Steven. Steven is 39 and he's a teacher. He does talk a little bit about how he lost his mother and how he actually is looking forward to having his own children and being a good father and being a good role model and being the person that his parents were to him. Next, we meet Christina, who is a singer and songwriter. And y'all, when I first saw her on screen, I was like, Melanie Fiona, girl, is that you? But she says that the men in Detroit are very possessive, and she's around a lot of celebrities, so maybe she needs a manager and not a man. Then we meet Devin. Devin is 38. He is a university project manager, but he majored in music, so him and Christina have somewhat of a connection, and they talk about it. Devin said he is not intimidated. He is not afraid to talk to any of the ladies. Famous last words. But yes, he said he feels comfortable talking to everybody. Next, we meet Lauren. She's 36. She's in real estate as well. She says she is a big, tall woman with 3 big boys as well, who has had 3 big boys. She is looking for a Tahoe, not a sedan. And look, she is tall, but she's slim. She's all legs, very pretty woman. I just hope she doesn't make being tall her entire personality. And I hope the men don't make a big deal of it either. But she keep asking them to spin around so she can see the whole picture. I'm like, Lauren, girl, ain't nobody doing no fashion show for you. But anyway, I just hope she doesn't make being tall a thing on the show. Now, Darius, Ashley, and Lauren all sit down to chat. Darius is 40. He says he owns an exotic car rental business, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Darius, I don't got a close-up photo of it right now, but y'all, I know we saw the hair. I know we saw the hair, and I was like, now, Darius, is it a Beijing? Is it? What? I gotta get a. No, I'm not gonna get a picture just yet, cause Darius gonna be around. We gonna see it. We gonna see it. But I'm not clowning with y'all today. I'm just not. We just introducing the people. Ashley is 31. Now, I believe she said she had her own gym as well, or she does some type of personal training, but she also does body sculpting. She likes to make the ladies look good. Now, Ashley does say that she found Darius to be attractive as soon as she walked in. Darius admits he could be a bit of a flashy guy. He was not kidding when he says that. But Ashley said you got to have money to date her, and she don't hide that. So, hey, maybe this might work. Then finally we get the obligatory visit from nephew Tyler Perry himself, child. Y'all know he coming there acting like, why does he always come in acting like a jive turkey? Do I look good, huh? Y'all see me? Do I look good? Do I look good? The hand placement, the spinning around, the dusting off of the collar and all of that we got to deal with. They clap for him. And that is why we call him nephew Tyler Perry. Because he always comes in like we are introducing Medea on a stage play. So he comes in and lets us know that 4 people are going to be, well, now why the hell? Ready to love? Ain't we done? Now I'm pretending that I don't know what's going to happen at the end, right? We done told y'all that we don't like that. We don't like people being eliminated during the mix-up, but let me calm down. My pressure. We ain't going to let people get our pressure up this season. Now, I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out because these two know each other. Ed is a former football player at the school that, Lord, I got to start putting my notes. Hold on, y'all. Okay, her name is Nicole, and she's 35. She's a university lecturer. One day I'm going to learn not to put my notes on the same device that I'm trying to record the video on. But her and Ed end up talking. They went to school together. She says she had a big crush on him back in the day, but she never approached him because she didn't think she was his type because she was a good girl. And she say she's still a good girl. I was like, child, yeah, what kind of women did you like back then? Probably the same women you like now. They don't care about all that good girl stuff. I'm telling you, don't listen to what come out their mouth. But anyway, as I was saying, I hope they leave all the college stuff in the past. You know, she tells him we never really talked before. He said we've talked. She said when? We have not talked. So hopefully they get to know each other in a new way, leave the school stuff behind. Ed says family brought him back to Detroit. He grew up in a lot of rough circumstances, but came out on the other side of it. And so now he's back. He's a management consultant. He's 40 years old. And, he's back in the city from the east side because the east side produced good things. Did he say the east side or the west side? Okay, I could. Either way, y'all, his side produced good stock. So I'm looking forward to see what happens with the two of them, if anything. Next, we meet Vincent. Vincent is 42. Immediately when he came on camera, he came off as somebody that was very easy to talk to. He does well with most of the ladies there. Not all, but he does well with most of the ladies there. He says that how he moves about in dating is that he just allows people to be themselves. He's lighthearted. And usually that just kind of shines through and that works out for him. So I can tell he operates off that principle as he moves about the room. So Devin ends up sitting down to talk to Ashley, and it didn't really go well. Not on his end. Not on her end anyway. Ashley says she feels like he's sort of feminine and she doesn't like his hand movement and the voice. It wasn't really giving feminine for me, but okay. I mean, she is entitled to what she thinks, right? But I just think he is a little bit quirky, which he does mention later that he is. What's interesting to me is that there were 2 guys I noticed who talked very well with other women any other time, but when it was a woman they were highly attracted to, they seemed to fumble. Devin was one of them, and then the other guy with like the plaits in his head, I'm going to mention him in a minute, but he also was very nervous when he actually talked to the woman that he found to be the most attractive or that he was most drawn to. So anyway, Ashley wasn't feeling it. She felt like the conversation was dragging on. He was talking, but it didn't seem like she was asking him anything back. So he just kept going on and on and on. But what we do find out is that she wants 1 or 3 children. He says he wants 2 children, and he doesn't believe in having more kids than what you can afford, which I love. Devin seems to think that this interaction with him and Ashley went well, but I don't think it did. And he says that everything seems to be highly compatible. I don't know where he's seeing that. He's obviously just very attracted to the girl. But who he needs to be looking at is Shannon. They seem to hit it off very well. He seemed to flow in conversation with her just fine. Shannon is 35. She is a nurse. She says that she has done a lot of schooling, and that has been part of the reason why she is single. It seems like men are just not drawn to a woman who is as highly ambitious as she is. Her and Devin talk and find out that the school that she went for graduate school, he also works at that school. So they have a couple of things in common. They seem to hit it off well. And he said that she's a little bit quirky and embraces it. And he admires people because who do that because he's quirky himself. So I think this might be a better look than maybe him going for Ashley. What did y'all think? Whoops, correction. Shannon is 33, not 35. Didn't mean to age you, girl. All right. Next person we meet is Donna. Donna is 38. She's a mathematician. Vince is very impressed by the fact that she's a mathematician. He actually keeps bringing it up. She says that numbers and data is just how she sees the world. She talks about other relationships she's been in and how she really had to do some healing work, and now she is back out here in the dating world. Vince asked her, does she have any children? She was like, I might have made a lot of mistakes, but I wasn't no fool. I knew not to do that in the relationship. So now she is back there. And she said, a lot of times with men, with the way her mind works, she can get a man found out real quick. So we going to see if she going to put any of those data skills to the test during this Ready to Love. Next, we meet Diamond. She's 34. She's an attorney. And we meet Cardi. He is 36. And he's an insurance broker. Diamond says that she knows she's on the do not date list. There's a lot of preconceived notions about her. I don't know if she means like her herself is on some type of list as, Diamond, do not date Diamond, or like the general list of women not to date, which I think is lawyers, counselors, nurses, and I forgot the other ones. It's a dumbass list, but there is a list. And then Cardi says that what makes him special is that he gives each woman a unique experience. He's like no other. He's the Chick-fil-A of me of men. He's going to give you something unique, something one of a kind. But both of them say they're out here, they're looking for love, they're dating. And Diamond is just tired of all the preconceived notions that comes with her. I'm guessing just being an attorney and, what men think she can handle, how men think she is. So, but they hit it off pretty well. I noticed that Cardi was very freely talking to her with no issues and no pauses and no hesitations. But when he talks to somebody else a little bit later, remember how I told y'all Devin was with Ashley? Okay, we get the same thing out of him. Now, later, when he is talking to Shannon, he admits he like her shoes, he like her hair, he like her outfit, he likes the way she carries herself, he is feeling her. Does it look like this man is feeling her? Honey, he is talking to the wall while they're having a conversation, and even Shannon is confused. She's like, he seemed cool, he seems like a nice guy, but the conversation just wasn't going well. So it just paralleled to the other guy who really liked and was attracted to the girl, but seemed to be having a little bit of awkwardness in conversation. Same thing was happening here. And you could tell she wanted the conversation to happen, but it just wasn't going. And did anybody else, when I was looking at Cardi's head, I was like, is this a crochet base? You know how when you about to do crochet braids or something in your head and you put them little plaits in it? I was like, is he getting faux locks tomorrow? Why does he have those plaits? It's really none of my business. Another awkward conversation, Vince and Dominique. So Vince notices that she has a tattoo that is supposed to be a cover up, but I guess it's not really covered up. He can still see an Antonio or some other name that is up in there. And he asks, now, who is that? Now, what's going on with that? Are you over that situation? She says that her last, her ex, which is whose name she had tattooed, is about 18 months ago, which he considers to be still fresh. And her other relationship was, y'all don't get me the lying. Maybe somebody named Deshaun. I know it's probably a legend in the game. I'm not committed to knowing all the sports figures. I just don't know. Okay, I'm not a sports girly, but Vince says, now, of course, we all know who that is. And, these are legends. These are big time players that you are naming. We know who these people are. And so you could tell Dominique is getting annoyed. Like, well, what do you want me to do about it? These are my exes. Vince says, when he meets a woman like that, that's been with them kind of men, it's pretty much nothing I can do for you. And I just felt like that was Vince's own insecurities talking. But if you want to go ahead and take yourself out the game, then do that. However, you don't have to annoy her. You don't have to be asking her questions about her tattoos and if she's over certain dealings and, how does she expect them to feel about the fact that she did. Nobody cares how you feel, Vince. If you don't want to talk to her, then don't. If you don't want to date her, you don't have to date her. That's part of the process. You can choose who you want to have dealings with and who you don't. You could tell Dominique is getting annoyed. I was getting annoyed, to be honest with you. And we even hear Ashley say, Dominique is obviously a popular person within the city or knows a lot of popular people. Even Ashley says she's seen her around, seen her at parties. She is an influence, a big influence in that city. She's a fashion stylist. She's worked with a lot of people. She's dated some high profile people. And it was cool just to see her there during the process. So she's obviously a name to some people. So Vince, if you don't want it, that's fine. But you ain't got to don't make me uncomfortable because you uncomfortable, basically. Christina and Steven's conversation was cool. I'm not quite ready to say just yet what's going on, but was Christina giving a little bit of a self-important vibe to y'all, or do you just feel like she was trying to let Steven know what her lifestyle is like? It could be a little of both. I don't know yet, but they're talking about him being a teacher and incorporating music into some of his stuff. And he asked her what kind of things she likes to do throughout the city. And she was like, oh my gosh, if I go out, to a concert or a club, I try to be VIP and I try to make sure I'm not a punk. It's hard for me to be in the general population. So if I go to a club or something, I usually have a friend that owns the club and I can get a different section. I was supposed to go to Vegas for my birthday. When you've been blessed with this kind of favor, everybody can't handle this level of beauty. I was just like, what's going on here? She trying to let Steven know, like, you need to be ready because I can't just be out here regular in the streets of Detroit, Michigan, or what's going on? Like, do I need to treat you like a celebrity if we're going on a date? I was just confused, a little bit confused by it. But Steven just says, very honestly, I'm a very humble guy. This is where I'm at with it right now. So Christina he doesn't say she might be too much for him, but he just is just like, she's different. She has a lot of personality, and where I'm at right now, I don't know if that's going to be a fit for me. Next, we meet Chris. Chef Chris, to be exact. He's 42. He is a big time chef. He's opened up several restaurants downtown. He's still opening up restaurants. He said he receives the James Beard Award. Y'all know what that is. It's important, but he has won that. He says he's been married before, and now he's just at the point in his life where he's able to slow down and kind of tailor his career around his social life and his dating life. And so he's looking forward to being in this process, and he doesn't want to feel forced because I said he's been married before, but he's ready to meet somebody special. We also meet Xavier. He's 43. He's an account executive. He says he's lived in Detroit all his life, and most of his life has been about building and making sure the people in his life are good. But now he wants to meet a woman that's on his level, that knows who she is, because he knows who he is. Now, him and Lauren end up talking, and it doesn't go well because Lauren, y'all remember I told you she liked to ask the men to spin around so she could see what's going on. And Xavier was like, no, you got to work for it. You got to earn it. Hey, y'all, she didn't like that. She felt like Xavier wasn't rocking with her sense of humor, which I don't think that's what it was. But he get the wiping his head and carrying on, and their interaction was just awkward. It didn't go well, but I was like, Xavier, you sweating. You sweating a lot, but I think when you bald, you're supposed to keep that little cloth with you so you can damp at the head and, make sure everything is good up there. So that's what Xavier was doing. But him and Lauren's interaction was weird. Then we meet Ashante. Ashante is 31. I forgot what her occupation was, but Darius found her to be very attractive. So he pulls her to the side to talk to her. And Ashante says, a lot of men will tell me I'm sweet, I'm kind, I'm cool, all this other stuff. Why are you single, baby? It's this mouth. Okay. And she don't mean like that. She mean cutting. I will cut you down with this mouth. That's a lot of my issue right there. That's my problem. But when they're sitting down getting to know each other, she mentions that she likes to travel. Like when she goes out, she likes to go out of town. And when he asked her what her favorite place to travel to was, she said Miami. Now, this is no shade to Miami or the people from Miami. It's really not. But you like to travel, your favorite place to travel to is Miami, of all places. Like, she's 31, so I was going to say that might track, but no, not really. Because at 31, if you like to travel, I feel like Miami can be one of your favorite places. But for Miami, but she also says that she is, I believe, vegan, and she doesn't do dairy and stuff like that. So Miami is a place where all the foods are going to be available to her and everything is going to be good. So I do understand that part, but baby, Miami, even now today, when somebody tell me they want to go to Miami, I roll my eyes. I only go to Miami if it's a layover or if that's what a cruise is porting out of, and I don't even like cruises. So I'm not going to Miami. I can tell you that for sure. I don't like to go to Miami for a bachelorette party. I ain't been to Miami I've been to Miami, but I haven't really been to Miami seriously since college, and I went for spring break. It's a very young place to be. You can go to Miami at any time, at any age, and enjoy yourself. But when I think Miami, I think young, I think college, I think if I was a person who and I do like to travel. If I was a person that really liked a curated travel type life, Miami wouldn't even be on my top 3 or top 5, probably not even top 10. So whenever she said that, I was like, ain't no way you like, maybe you do. I'm not trying to be judgy, but I was like, ain't no way she like to travel for real. And if she do, she just started. All right, y'all. I think this is the last person that I have to introduce you to. This is Richie. He is 38. He carries himself a lot younger than a 38-year-old to me, but he's a tattoo artist. He also has a motorcycle, which is going to come up, I'm sure. But Richie says he used to getting women. You know, women usually like him. Sometimes he's invited over to be the cute friend at an event. So he's not worried at all, although he should be. The first person that he sits down to talk to ends up being Emily. Emily is a very stern, strict woman, not in a annoying way, but you could tell baby girl don't play. So when they're sitting down to talk, he's telling her all the things that he likes to do and stuff he enjoys. And a lot of the stuff that he enjoys, his motorcycle, skydiving, these are more adventurous type of things. And Emily is like, I don't like none of that. I don't like motorcycles, roller coasters. I don't like none of it. I'm not doing none of it. She notices he has a Playboy tattoo on his hand, and she was just like, are you a player? Are you a Playboy? And he said, you know what? Actually, a lot of people judge me for this tattoo, but really, that's my brother's nickname. Y'all. Woo! I was cracking up. I said, why would you have your brother, not just your brother on your hand, but your brother's nickname? Is your brother still with us? Why do you have that on your hand? He's lying. He is lying. He know good full well that's his tattoo. So Tommy ends up doing the one thing that we hate, and that's pulling everybody to the side on the first night for a deliberation on who needs to go home. Now, Dominique and Emily for the ladies end up in the bottom, and Devin and Richie for the gentlemen end up in the bottom. So he pulls them up to the front, and there's all this anticipation, and the ladies are shocked, the gentlemen are shocked. Richie is really shocked. He was like, I never ever come in a room full of women and nobody connects with me. But of course, nephew Tyler Perry has a curveball. So I'm hoping that the curveball is nobody is going home, but I don't know. It just remains to be seen what's going to happen. So what did you guys think about the episode? I actually pretty much liked everybody, and there's not one person that I really want to see go home. Nobody. How sometimes on the meet and greet, it's like always that one person where you like, just go ahead and send them on home. But I can honestly say nobody to me did so poorly where I'm just like, oh my gosh, get rid of them. Nobody. Not on this first episode, not in my opinion. So y'all let me know what y'all thought. Are you looking forward to the season? I'm looking forward to it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.